Success usually comes to those who are too busy to look for it. Henry David Thoreau. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day charting these markets, learning, and before you know it, you will start seeing success. Now again, not throwing real money at these issues. I just wrote part of the book on that. Finishing up the latest book. Got a couple of great names for it that we are working on, but it's all about three-wave trading, which is the three charts you see right before you, the weekly, the 2-day, and the half-day, how to use volume along with the candlesticks and trend lines, everything you need to be successful. 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's all we ask for market mastery. Let's see what's happening today. We see gold and stocks are up, Bitcoin and bonds are down. Let's look at where we are in this market as things move forward a little bit today, back on a few things, up on a few things. Let's first talk about the S&P 500 up 0.66%. Now, as we look at the trend line, of course, we can see this weekly trend line where the half day had cut through it and then hit right down there at the bottom of our loss band and then slowly started building back up again on the S&P 500. We look at the 2-day chart that represents just the first day of the latest 2-day candle. It is heading up. Nothing to write home about when it comes to volume on the 2-day chart, not either on the half day. Below average volume up in the morning, maybe about the same in the afternoon. Like we said, just a little over 0.5% up. Very small candle starting off. In fact, it's just right there, a little bit below the midpoint there on the candle below the weekly trend line. Nothing really surging and taking off there. Nothing exciting about the volume. As we start, we look at where we are on the NASDAQ 100. Now, it's up more, 1.18%. It didn't get all the way down to the bottom of our loss band. Got awfully close, but continued, as we talked about, remaining above that weekly trend line and appears to have bounced off that weekly trend line and started moving up. It's not in the green yet, but it's trying to move up. We look on the 2-day, same thing here. Never hit the bottom of the loss band, is just below the green. And of course, we have a small candle trying to move up. It is right there on the weekly trend line. It's not sort of in the middle of it, trying to push up. We'll see how things continue to go. I guess it's starting off okay. We did see a lot of down volume when things sort of peaked over, maybe trying to test some kind of bottom and just couldn't find it. And then going into the green, we'll see. But things moving in the right direction, at least on the NASDAQ 100, trying to recover. Not sure where things are really going to go, my friends. Just too quirky and not helpful. We like clean charts that move in the right directions and, of course, make us feel comfortable. Now, as we look at where bonds are starting off, we, of course, had 3 of 4 weeks of decent down moves in bonds. That ended on the week beginning the 21st of August. Then we had sort of a screwy kind of week with a green candle on the week beginning the 28th of August, and then rolled over some the week beginning the 5th. That was last week. And this week beginning the 11th, again down 0.72%. We can see where the 2-day chart came up and then bounced off. Well, pushed through there for 2 days, tried to, and then rolled back over. We look at the half day. It has been under it since it went through in the morning on Tuesday of last week, sliding along sideways, popped up some on Friday morning, and then appears to be dying again. So we did have decent volume last week. Of course, we had that real peak volume when things accelerated down, setting us up for those 4 weeks of down moves, where, of course, we captured that 2.45% in the inverse fund, TBF. So again, we're waiting to see how things shake out. What are we seeing about the markets? A lot of unsettledness. That's what we're seeing in these markets. Look at gold. Gold, again, moved down for 3 weeks, then popped up week before last, sort of languishing last week. This week, same kind of thing, below average volume. We did see things back on Tuesday, the Tuesday-Wednesday candle of last week, the 5th and 6th of September, higher than average down volume, and then just sort of sliding along. So again, we see where gold has slipped below the weekly trend line. Now, doesn't mean as we start the week off up a little bit that it's going to go down. We don't really know at this point. It's just sloppy. Not the kind of thing you look to trade, or at least we don't, because it's hard to see where it's going. Now, let's look at 20-year bonds. Not 20-year bonds, sorry. We've already left 20-year bonds. Bitcoin is what I meant to say. What is Bitcoin doing? Well, Bitcoin down 3.72%. Again, pulling back nicely. We're glad to see that. We saw where Bitcoin started off heading down. We look at the half-day chart. We see where it really punched down on Thursday, sort of, that week of beginning Monday, August the 14th. Things starting that Thursday really accelerated down. Then they slid sideways. They popped up back on Tuesday the 29th, both in the morning and afternoon, and then died again and have been moving down. We want to see them continue to move down. I want Bitcoin to reset, and then when it turns over and starts to go up, I'm hoping it will give us some really clear signs, good rollover going up, or maybe we would call that a pull up. Going up and then having a good point to jump in and maybe capture some of this Bitcoin move. Of course, Bitcoin had rolled over at the end of the year last year, started moving up early January, popped up, died, popped up, died, popped up this last time. And then since it started rolling over the week beginning the 17th of July, we've just seen it devolve, which is fine. We want it to get to a point where it resets. It'd be nice if it would give us a spot where it stopped before. Just looking back in time, could possibly be here back on June the 12th, could possibly be here back on the week beginning the 6th of March, could be all the way down where it started at the beginning of the year or sort of ended at the end of last year. Wherever it might be, I'm hoping it'll start to give us some clean moves and look more like the S&P 500 typically does. So that is where we are, folks, as we end the day on Monday, start a brand new week. Hope that you are following things with us. Continue to watch the training videos. If not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. If you like what we do, please give us a thumbs up. If you subscribe at chartingwealth.com, doesn't cost you a thing. It does make sure that you every day get in your email box a copy of our daily review, our once-a-week review and forecast, charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies on Fridays. And, of course, you get a link each day to the special training that we put out for you. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.